This is so beautiful. What a stunning place.
Saying like, hey, we're in the UK doing this thing, you're over there doing your thing,
That's a really
and here's
good
a little
idea.
snippet of what we're doing, and just like a few quick cuts.
Look, here we are. We've got a lovely yellow M tent, and we're in another orchard. And yeah, this is home. Wherever we go, it feels like home, because it is home. Wow, this is beautiful.
I lived in France. I'm Californian. I've done these things. I can pour a glass of wine. I can certainly help you with bouquet.
She's a woman of many talents, is our Rachel. Wow, this is stunning. Isn't it beautiful? Yay!
What we are going to eat is what is traditionally served in the south of France, and it's called Le Grand Aioli. And there's so much to say about it, and only a little bit is about what the children do when they're in Square Food Foundation and they're chopping onions and they're learning the basics of what it is to be a cook. There's so much more. It opens something in people's minds and hearts. It gives the opportunity for conversation, which is something that often is missing in many people's lives. That's something that I found out and it was quite shocking to see just how little people managed with. It's not just about money, it's a whole bunch of stuff. It's complex. Food poverty is complex, poverty is complex. But there's no doubt that it's systemic and that we've grown into a world that is enabling and in some ways I think investing in poverty. And it's time, as Jolie was saying, it's time for change. And for me, my work is all about that, and it's all about being truly positive and giving people a sense of hope. It's not providing solutions. I agree with what you say, Jolie. I don't have any either, but I'm doing something that I believe in.
It was fate, really, that led to us walking from London to Uffington and then up the Ellen and Bolinus line, Spine of Albion, because I'd already put the word out to see if people wanted to do the pilgrimage from London to Glasgow before I found the route and found the Spine of Albion, and then was like, oh yeah, that's clearly the way we need to walk. So although I'm walking the full route, I started in the Isle of Wight and I'll be ending in Hope Bay. Most of the pilgrims are walking from London to Glasgow, and we're feeding them and we're covering accommodation, and we're looking after them, and we're also trying to get as big a media coverage as possible so that we can get as big a message across as possible when we get up to COP, to pass on what we've heard. And already in the last week we've met organic farmers, we've heard about what they find, what struggles they have, what things are in place that kind of stop things from being allowed. Hemp growers, for example, there's loads of, it's pretty much impossible to get a license to grow hemp, and hemp's one of the most sustainable crops that we can grow. Loads of loopholes and problems with that, and then just how important organic farming is, the biodiversity, the richness of the soil. Our stomach fauna and soil are one, and we're all suffering from allergies and irritable bowel syndrome and all of these conditions, and bowel cancer. There's loads of stuff that's going wrong with our guts, which then affects depression and all sorts of things to do with our moods. And it's because there isn't enough nutrients in the soil. Our soil isn't alive. You don't see worms in ploughed fields anymore. There are no worms in those fields. We need to eat healthier, happier food, and we need more hedgerows. We need more biodiversity. Not this great big fields of monoculture. These are the things that we're seeing as we walk along the land, and we're hearing how much people want to be in green spaces and connecting and for the land to feel more accessible and not to be this kind of white middle class space, but to feel that, you know, everyone has the opportunity to just be hopelessly in love with nature, which we all were as children, we all are as children, and then you know, it kind of grows out of us. But it's that awe at divine beauty, and it just felt right that we walked the Michael and Mary line, because we walked for a week along what is basically like the kind of more spiritual line, which sort of nourished us and gave us what we needed to now, as we've just started up the Ellen and Bolinas line, it feels much more, this is what we're doing. And yeah, we had this incredible meal cooked for us yesterday in an organic farm with all these hand-picked vegetables that had all been picked that day. And, you know, it is a play, it's a performance being a pilgrim. People hold you in reverence, people hold you in a sacred way, and they're so kind and generous, and they look after us. And it's just mind-blowing, and we are hearing and seeing so much. Oh yeah, but I would like to get a tattoo, to be fair.
No, I'm not against it for anyone else.
No.
I don't want it.
Oh, is it?
Oh right, yeah, I think it is. Ha, pub. Coffee. Oh yeah, coffee would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, a beautiful pub. Yay, the Trout Inn. Oh!
Yeah, real whole fresh. Your Highness. Charity shop delivers always. I liked you. Perfect.
We're in the Cotswolds, and it's very, very pretty.
I think we did have to go down that road.
Oh yeah, we need to go left. At the edge of the trees. Even though it says there's no public access, like we actually do need to go down there.
Ah. That's a house. The ivy. Dee 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 dee.
Leaping free, like a gazelle.
Scarlett, you're so like Theresa May. This is stunning. Everyone's just like, yes. Yeah.
This is beautiful.
It's so gorgeous.
So I will ask the question again, third time lucky. So coming from an ecological background, what do you think of our performative approach to addressing climate change?
I think that even if it doesn't have a direct impact or an impact on what happens at COP26, the bringing the community together and people from different places and having those conversations and moments together brings hope to everyone, and hope causes action, and that's what we need to do to bring the hope and to get more people to act on it, especially with something that's so hopeless and often feels like you can't have an impact as an individual. That hope is active, and that hope is what makes something happen.
Brilliant, thank you.
I don't know if you noticed as you came as we go down, you'll see it, that there are some of the the young ash trees that have just started dying from the out the edge of the seedlings back into the trunk, and they're hoping that some resistance will come, and so these big old ones need to fight and spread out their healing messages, I think, because I don't think that is dieback there.
No,
It's old as hell.
So how do you like it?
In the interest of this project,
So it's a marina, and the planning permission was in the 50s, granted in the 50s. Wow. Yeah.
Talking about it.
How cool is that?
We will come down. Come to go through the
Is there anything like
Foul play! Foul play! That part isn't there, so we're going to just want to join it.
Just gonna. Happy birthday!
So, what's your name?
So my name is Jitesh Patel.
And where are we?
We're in Sutton Coldfield, and we're at the Wild Green Church URC one.
Excellent. And how did you hear about this?
So I'm a member of a group called Eco Sutton, and we're a local ecological or eco group in which we do air monitoring, advise schools, things like that. It's all volunteers working towards improving climate change, or trying to reduce the effects of climate change.
And you
experience that there can be reciprocal action only through contact and not through immediate action at a distance. It is only with reluctance that man's desire for knowledge endures a dualism of this kind.
There is another sort of argument against the motion of the whole earth taken from our senses, as if the earth could not be moved without our being many ways sensible of its motion. Were the earth moved unevenly by jogs, such motion would be easily perceived, but an even motion such as the earth's is supposed ought to be imperceptible. Nor can a blinded mariner tell whether the ship moves fast or slow or not at all. And there is the same reason of the system of the earth, sea and air with the things therein. We cannot tell by our senses whether they all rest or move on evenly together.
The robin is singing here.
A little robin singing anyway.
This is a robin.
Yeah. The robin. The robin's like, how fucking dare you? My tree. That's my dinner.